right, Mr. Kelly, good morning. Would you introduce yourself? Tell us your name and your DOC number, please.
Cornelius Kelly, 390298.
All right, Mr. Kelly, you're classified as a second felony offender. You are currently serving a 17-year sentence as a habitual offender for possession with intent to distribute cocaine. Your parole eligibility date was October 8, 2013, and your good time date is August 12, 2025. Does that sound correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Your case this morning has been assigned to Mrs. Wise. Would you answer her questions?
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning.
Good
Excuse
morning.
me. Excuse me just a moment. I'm sorry. I have on here, you have counsel today. Are you expecting your attorney? Do we have
Yes.
Mr. Richard Spears here with us? Yes.
Richard Spears on behalf of Cornelius Kelly. You need my address?
No, sir. No, sir. We have your contact information, and Mr. Spears, we'll ask you to close it out, give us your presentation at the end.
Thank you very much.
Sorry. Okay, so Mr. Kelly, your case has been assigned to Mrs. Wise. Her questions.
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning. Morning. How's it going?
All right. Good morning.
Good, good. You feeling all right?
Yes, ma'am.
Good, good. How old are you today?
44,
44. Okay. And how long you been in jail this time on this charge?
14 years.
Right. Okay. You're 14 of 17 sentence. The records show you have a federal detainer. How
Yes,
much time
ma'am.
was you backing up there?
300 months.
300 months. Okay. I just want to talk about your disciplinary record. You were in the working cell block in 2021. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And you were positive for meth November 26th of 21, positive for marijuana in March of 22. Is that right? Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, ma'am. Marijuana?
Yeah, well, it was synthetic marijuana. It was THC. I think it was synthetic. Was it? You tell me, what was it?
No, this when I was in David Wade, they said they came in a cell and found synthetic marijuana in a
Yeah,
cell under the toilet or so.
And so what about, so that's for the March one. What happened in November when you tested positive for meth?
Yes, ma'am. I was dirty.
Yeah. What's going on?
Well, I was an addict. I relapsed. I was going through some things with my kids, my grandfather. The state was trying to take my kids. Nothing I could do. They was calling to the prison for me to see what I can do. And I had to get my aunt to get custody of my kids. And I was just going through a lot.
So when the last time you used anything?
That was the last time. I'm 15 months clean right now.
Congratulations, that's good to hear.
Thank
Good
you.
to hear. The record shows that you're the father of 6 children, is that correct?
4.
Actually 4, okay, all right.
Yes, ma'am.
And how much education do you have?
Well, I went to 10th grade. I took the highest set. I failed it a couple of times. I only passed one course.
All right, and you gonna keep at it?
Yes, ma'am.
Good, that's all, just don't quit. Okay, of your 4 children, how many mothers is that?
3.
Mothers, okay. Sir, the records I have, do you remember when you first got put on probation or first got arrested? Do you remember?
Yes, ma'am.
What age were you?
I was 17.
What about the 15 when you got arrested for aggravated battery?
When I was a juvenile?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
When I
remember.
said first, that's what I meant, first in your
All right.
life. Yeah.
Yes,
What was
ma'am.
going on? What's going on? A 15-year-old got charged with aggravated battery.
Well, I hit a woman with a stick behind some money, young.
She owed you some money?
Yes, ma'am.
How would you solve that situation now that you're 44?
Well, I know I wouldn't have to do it again because I'm not selling drugs anymore.
Okay, so she owed you some, you had gave her drugs and she was gonna pay you.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I like that. When you were arrested this time, you had like almost $3,000 on you. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
The law enforcement, you do have some law enforcement opposition to your release. I saw that you have some medical concerns. Is your diabetes well managed at this time?
Right now, it's up and down because now I have high blood pressure. So they just put me on some new medicine. So we're gonna see how that works.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
It be
All
up
right.
and down.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you really got to go ahead and embrace that diagnosis. You really do.
Yes, ma'am.
Really have to go ahead and get in tune with your body and just really embrace that diagnosis. And you can do well with it. You really can.
Yes, ma'am.
You can't fight it though. When I look at your supervision history, you were revoked most of the time, 2 times on your felony supervision. And the judge ordered you back then to get your GED. The judge ordered you to go to treatment and you didn't go. Do you think you need substance abuse treatment now?
Well, I would still go to substance abuse even though I'm not using drugs. I would still go right now today.
So do you think you need it though? Ain't no sense in sending you if you don't think you need it.
Well, yeah, I still want to do it. I would want to do it because I know right now I can't go home right now anyway. I know that. So I know I'm gonna still be taking classes as I get into the federal system.
Okay. Okay, that is true. I also look at your record, back in, tell me about this class you took about learning your purpose. What was your takeaway from that? It was some kind of a curriculum.
Which one, ma'am?
It's something about purpose, learning your purpose or something. It was a curriculum that you took. I think it was purpose-driven life, that curriculum. You don't remember taking it?
Remember that class?
That's okay.
It's probably one that I took in either RDAP or transition. It had to be either in the transition.
Okay, okay. And you also had some parenting classes. What did you get? What was your takeaway from those?
Well, it taught me how to parent my kids without, being so aggressive, how to raise your kids better. Because I don't want my kids to go through what I'm going through.
So tell me about 1 or 2 things that you learned that you're going to do differently from that class.
Well, what I'm going to do different, I'm going to spend much time as possible with my kids to keep them from going through this. Teach them. Each one teach one. So I got to teach them better than I was taught.
All right. Now, there was something in your plan about the First Step Act. What is that? Some kind of substance abuse group? If you're successful today, participate in
the First Step Act. I fell up under it when Donald Trump passed the law in the feds.
Okay, okay.
That's where most of my certificates at. I had to send them off to the federal lawyer. So whenever I do get to the feds, my First Step Act already in.
Oh, okay.
They just waiting on me to be transferred to the feds before they can do anything.
And so in the First Step Act, what all that entails?
Well, it's like you're a first offender in the feds, whereas your first time getting convicted in the feds. You got to take RDAP Del 2. It's an 18-month course up in the feds.
Okay. What about education? Is a high set included in the First Step Act?
No, ma'am. The high set is something you get, through education. But see, by me being a slow learner, see, the high set is different than the GED. It's more advanced. So I couldn't catch on to a lot of stuff. So it's like, I'm gonna have to be one-on-one with somebody, you know. I can't just go in the classroom and watch it on the board and catch it like that. By
Okay.
me being, you know,
You're not unique there. You're not unique there. That's, I get it. I totally get it. There was some indication that your father was on supervision. Is that
Yes.
correct?
yes, he was before.
Oh, okay. Okay. Warden, thank you for answering my questions. Warden, what can you tell us about this young man?
Just to the fact that he's currently a dorm warden, he does a pretty good job of helping keep the dormitory in order down there. I'm really concerned with that last write-up he actually had, which is in regards to the countryman. But I just really believe he needed all treatment or much treatment as possible to kind of help him along the way.
Okay. All right. And you have all that you need for the federal detainer? Y'all have that in your records? Thank you. That's all I have, Jim.
Okay. How much time do you expect to serve in federal custody?
Ms.
Well, I
Jackson, I know it's not my turn to speak, but at the end, I have a bit to address on that.
Okay, I'll let you do that when you turn to speak.
Okay. So could we hear from Mr. Kelly's sister, Ms. Gantz? Is she on the phone with us? Ms. Gantz? Is she? Ms. Gantz, can you unmute your microphone?
Hello, how y'all doing?
Good morning. What would you like us to know?
I would like y'all to know, my name is Kismet Gant. I'm also Cornelius Kelly's sister. I love my brother. Yes, I do. I'm one of the older sisters. I'm the one that helped with his kids. He has one that's deaf that really need help. I just want, I really need my brother home. All us going through certain situations, my mother, our mother, she's sick. She has breast cancer. I also suffer from high blood pressure. And it's hard when they really don't have that other parent. His kids really don't have that other parent to be here to help take care of them. He has 3 sons that just lost their mother. We just buried her 2 weeks ago. It's hard. It really is. And we've been going through this for years. Well, I'm going to say I've really been going through it because I have to go take sign language classes in order to communicate with his son. It's hard. And I have kids of my own. But I really need my brother to come home. And I know if he come home, he's going to do right. He's going to walk a straight line. He's going to do what he's supposed to do. He's not a threat to the community, because it's just that we miss him. We really need him home,
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. We appreciate your remarks. Mr. Kelly, before we turn it over to Mr. Spears, is there something you'd like to say to us?
Yes, ma'am. I know I have did a lot since I've been locked up with write-ups and all, but I know I changed. I just need to get home to my family. That's all I have to say.
Okay, Mr. Spears?
Good morning, and thank you all for allowing me to speak. As has already been stated, Mr. Kelly has 300 months, or I think that's exactly 25 years to serve in the federal system. Because of the way that federal good time and probation laws are set up, he's going to do at least 22 of those 25 years in federal prison. He's not getting out anytime soon. Now, one of the things I wanted to put before you and ask you to consider is the fact that our state judge in this case, Judge Keith Como, would and we've tried legally to get the feds to make this sentence concurrent with their sentence. Trying to do that is almost takes an act of Congress. So if Judge Como could do it, he would run this concurrent with that 300 months and allow them to be done at the same time. So the time that he's serving right now, because we've been unable to get that done, is not cutting into that 300 months whatsoever. As of now, they're consecutive. So it's an unusual situation. I don't think anybody, the district attorney, I don't know what they said or who said, send a notice to y'all, but I know that the particular lady working on this, Miss Howington, nobody would have any problem with this parole being done so that he can get started on that 300 months. That would be the same as running this time concurrent with the federal time. I have a federal practice. I know that, it goes all the way up to the Federal Bureau of Prisons in Washington, and there's a tremendous amount of bureaucracy involved with getting this done. So on top of all of the reasons that you could grant him parole, the amount of time he's done, the fact that he's had a good, clear year, all of those things, I would ask that you also consider this unusual problem of the time that he has to serve, in hope that you will vote to grant him parole so that he can begin his 300 months of time to serve. I would anticipate that he's going to actually serve about 270 of those months, and that has not even started to be calculated or to run as of this time. And I appreciate y'all for letting me speak.
Thank you, Mr. Spears. I think we're ready to vote.
Yes, we are ready to go. Mr. Kelly, my vote is to grant you, Warren, you had something else to tell us about the detainer, did you? Did you say you had something else to tell us? Oh, you did, okay.
Ma'am.
The grant to the federal detainer. And once that you, because of the sufficient time served on the sentence, that's my primary reason. And the warden's comments, you have done well of late. The board release, though, I want you to undergo a substance abuse evaluation and follow their recommendation. Random drug screens by PNP, and that you report weekly for the first 4 weeks when you get out on the other end of this. Those will be your conditions of parole. We don't know. Best wishes to you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Jackson.
My vote is to grant to the federal detainer.
And my vote also is to grant to the federal detainer with the same conditions. So
Thank you.
good luck to you, Mr. Kelly.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, lady.
All right, man.